Welcome to the Bedlam Brother Podcast. I'm Calvin.
I'm Sam.
I'm Jake.
And this week we are rejoined by our special guest, Trey Florence.
I'm Trey.
Yeah, he just said that, Trey.
Oh, I had to.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Trey and I started the Bedlam Brother audio section or portion by doing
Our podcast hasn't been audio this whole time?
No, we haven't always been doing a podcast. That's what I was getting at, though. We used to be a radio show, actually, called the Bedlam Brother Radio Show, the Calvin and Troy Radio Show, which merged into the Bedlam Brother Radio Show, which is now the Bedlam Brother Podcast.
And that had audio.
Yeah, it was also audio-wise. Yeah.
See, our podcast got a lot better when we added audio to it.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. The podcast got better when it became the podcast. You're right, Sam.
You piece of shit. How was your weekend?
Oh, it's been eventful. Just hanging out yesterday, working that OSU Media Days, which was awesome, of course. Bunch of crazy fans who are always pissed off no matter what.
Did you get to touch it?
Yeah.
You touched it?
Uh-huh.
What did it feel like?
Felt great, honestly.
Much
better.
You know what I'm talking about?
The
mullet.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
With how many fingers?
One.
Oh, see, I would have gone with probably, 3, Jake? 3 fingers on the mullet?
That's disgusting.
That's the standard for rubbing the good luck mullets. You wouldn't touch Gundy's mullet?
No.
Why not?
That's fucking gross.
It's Mike Gundy.
I understand that, but I'm not like... There are standards for touching people's hair, and that's not one of them.
Trey, how many mullets have you fondled?
I've never touched a mullet, to be honest with you. But I would go with a whole hand if I could.
There we go. All right. I like his style. Welcome to the program, Trey.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So what else did you learn?
From Big 12 Media Days, or OSU Media Days? I mean, pretty much that... This season's going to be great. There's a lot of hype surrounding OSU football, as there should be. There's a bunch of great wide receivers. We might have the best wide receiver core in the nation. And OSU is ranked, I think, 11th overall in the coaches poll preseason.
Any good interviews? Who's like the funniest guy on the team?
Probably Ramon Richards.
It's definitely Ramon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just because Ramon Richards he several times has said some stuff that just you would not expect a college football player to say.
Like what?
Well, one time on an OCAST podcast, Ramon Richards announced to the entire world that he was going to play free safety this season a month before OSU wanted to publicize that information. And Ramon Richards apparently had been told several times, do not say anything about this, and he still blurted out the information. Just like randomly in a conversation. Like, no one asked, like, Ramon, like, hey, man, are you going to switch positions this year? He was just like, hey, how are you feeling about the season? He's like, good, I've been practicing a lot, free safety. Can't wait to move to that position. It's going to be great. He just, like, offered up that information on his own.
Well, that's good for us.
Oh, it's great for the OCAST, yeah.
Yeah. I thought you meant he had, like, he'd blurt out stuff he shouldn't be. Other than that.
Right. No, nothing, like, too serious.
Who's the biggest jerk on the team?
Mason Rudolph.
Probably, who's Zach Seiner?
Really? The punter?
Yeah. He came into the kitchen and was just asking me for a water bottle. Like, he came and found me. And I'm like...
You look like the help. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Wow, how does that make you feel, the punter?
No, like that actually was my job yesterday, was handing out water bottles and Gatorade and Powerades to the team. Mm-hmm. No, but he came and, like, searched for the dude with the water jugs, and he went, like, around the stadium searching for the guy, and then just basically didn't sign any autographs for anyone for that period of time. And then once he found me, as I'm restocking the water bottles in the coolers before I start making another round, he's like, hey, man, can I get, like, 3 of those? And just randomly came out of nowhere.
I mean, you look like the water boy. I mean,
I don't blame him. I mean, well, yeah, he saw me earlier handing out water, so
let's not pretend though there was no one at his table looking for an autograph. I mean, he was just thirsty.
Yeah, but I mean, also he's got the Heisman campaign, Sam. So he's really cheering that on.
Yep, sure.
Yep, the punter with the Heisman campaign.
Oh dear.
I don't know what it would take for a punter to win the Heisman. It'd have to be like an 80-yard average.
They'd probably have to play quarterback.
I don't know. Yeah.
You'd have to like every fourth down do a QB, a punt, fake punt.
I don't really like punters. That's why the dude for the Raiders drives me nuts, because he'll like talk shit when he makes a good punt.
Well, the dude for the Raiders is just funny, though.
He's a G.
I get, but it's like, fuck you, dude.
He played receiver, though. He played receiver, though, in college.
Does he play receiver now?
He could.
Could he play receiver in the NFL?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Psst, he's the punter.
Look at the fucking Jets.
What about the Jets?
You want to start this? Look at the fucking Jets. What
about the Jets?
Who do the Jets have at receiver?
Well, Nunwood just got hurt.
Yeah, so
they're weak at, but they're trying to suck this year.
Me.
He still couldn't.
They called me.
He still couldn't play receiver for the Jets. He couldn't. I mean, where did he play receiver at?
Like Grand Valley State or something like that.
Did he punt for them too?
I mean, that would make sense, right?
I guess. I just don't. You kick a football 50 yards down the field, and then you start, dry humping the air and like celebrate.
I mean, but the Jets just give the ball to their team. It's the same concept.
Look, if you're not breaking any news, trashing the Jets,
concept.
They're god awful. Calvin could serve water to the Jets punter. Okay, they're that bad.
Wow, that's great presence, Sam. Thanks.
A what?
Well, thank you for that huge compliment. Yeah.
I said you couldn't.
Oh, God, Sam, you're just evil at this point.
I'm just saying the Jets suck, but that's irrelevant on punters being douchebags.
You got to have some sort of swag.
Not the punter, though.
Yeah, but if he was white...
Why doesn't the Amari Cooper have swag?
Huh?
If he was white?
If he was white, he wouldn't have any swag.
White punters have swag.
Brad Wing's the only
one. What about
one.
Grammatica? Does he count as white? He's a Hispanic. What were the Grammaticas from? They were like Spanish.
You're looking at me. I have no idea. I'm shaking my head back and forth. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Spaniards are tricky that way.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you have is Enrique Iglesias Spanish?
I'm assuming so by his name. I mean,
but Abrinas looks more white though. But they're both. You know what I'm saying?
Manu Ginobili's Argentinian.
You can be Spanish and
Manu. Culture over here.
It's Manu.
What, Calvin?
Well, I just don't really know, but yeah, that's all I'm saying. I really don't know what race he is.
I think
ethnicity.
What ethnicity?
Ethnicity is the word you're looking for.
Thanks, bro.
I'm trying to think of punters. I'm drawing a blank on punters.
The only other one I know is Brad Wing, and he's Australian.
Dan Bailey.
No, he's kicker. West kicker.
Close.
Yeah, we're really blanking here on the whole punters thing. This has been
exactly
great to start the podcast
my point exactly. They shouldn't be talking shit.
Okay.
I'm done talking about
Marquette King's a funny dude, at least. He at least tries to be funny. Make light of the fact that he's a punter.
He gives some swagger to being a punter.
He makes fun of his own skill. He's just
Don't they let him run the ball sometimes, on fake punts?
No.
What?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Who knows?
No, he makes fun of the fact that he is a punter.
Is that what he does?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I
see him kick the ball, and I see him talk trash, and then run off onto the field untouched because there's a 15-yard penalty looking at you if you touch him. That's what I see.
That's not his fault.
That's why it's also like the fat Kentucky kicker when he lays people out, and then
Penn State.
Was it Penn State or Kentucky?
Penn State,
I'm thinking of
and the guy had an eating disorder, and then he stopped playing for the team. Yep.
Yeah, that shit annoys me.
What?
If you want to go lay people out, that's fine. But then when people touch you, you can't cry, and then you certainly can't celebrate. That's putting a target on your back when you do that shit as a kicker or a punter.
No, but they were legitimately drilling him in the back. That's a block in the back.
Once again, for a dude that plays 5, 6, 7, 8 plays a game, if you're going to run to the other end of the thing,
he wasn't complaining. He wasn't complaining.
No, I'm just saying if you hit somebody and then stand over them as the kicker and talk shit, you are putting a target onto your back, and you need to understand. No, especially a kicker. If it's another player that
but
plays,
if you're saying especially,
yes,
if it's the punter, well then especially,
yes,
that means I'm not wrong here, Sam. That means that any player, yeah,
no, because any other player isn't protected on the field, and any other player plays multiple plays on the field.
So
they
you
don't have this. They don't have a red.
If you all the special teams, all the special teams players.
If I'm a kicker,
you're telling me all the special teams players play more than 8 plays a game?
No, I'm not saying all special teams play. I'm talking about just kickers. Kickers and punters. I'm talking about specific, because I mean kickoff coverage. Unless you're looking at a 50-yard return, when does the kicker get involved usually in that? So what I'm saying is, if the other team returns at 40 yards, you hit them out of bounds or hit them. No, I'm not going to talk shit. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna walk to the other sideline, and I'm gonna make it as minimal as I can.
But if you lay someone out like the Penn State guy does, it's completely...
Does he though? But I mean, some of the guys he's laid out are like 50 pounds lighter than him.
It's not his fault. It's their fault.
It's not his fault.
It's
his
fault. He goes to Taco Bell every night at 1 a.m. It's not his fault.
Clinical eating disorder. You're right. Yeah, it's not his fault.
Okay. We'll agree to disagree on that part. But yeah, it doesn't matter. You still can't do it as the kicker or the punter without expecting repercussions.
I'm talking shit.
I play football on a D1 team. I'm talking shit if I knock someone out.
Knock somebody out. He hasn't knocked anybody out. But
no, but if I knock you out of the turf.
Okay. And if you do it as the kicker, then someone's going to make you pay for it.
He fucked some guys up. He definitely did. And it's completely justified. Because all it does is make you look bad if you got fucked up by the kicker.
Yeah.
That's why you talk shit. That's why you talk shit.
It's like, oh, even the kicker
It's like when
knocked you down like that?
It's like when Andrew Luck leveled that guy, you can talk shit because you're the quarterback.
I think it's a little different though, because it's also kind of one of those. I think players play when they know the kicker's in the vicinity. That's conscious in their mind. Kind of like when you're in spring drills, you got the quarterback wearing the red shirt, right? It's in their mind, so they're not even really expecting it. So they probably should, I guess, but that's also kind of it. A lot of these players that get laid out, they don't see it coming. It's kind of
kind of the premise of getting laid out.
Not necessarily. I mean, but again, it's like you defend yourself at all times, yes, but it's also, again, when you do it and then you get up talking shit and the guy's kind of like, look, man, I wasn't even counting on you to, I was giving you the respect as a kicker because I know I can't do it to you or I'm getting a flag.
But you can run over the kicker. If he's in your way, you can run him over.
But a lot of these plays happen not really near the ball, though. You see what I'm saying? Like, especially with kickers.
That's illegal for any player.
No, I'm aware of that, but I'm talking like specifically when you see the penalties and stuff, the kicker's away from the play, right? If you're getting your nose into it, you're more visible within the play, so you still can't necessarily lay out. Like, how bad is it going to look if you get a linebacker completely laying out a kicker, even if the kicker's in the play? It's still going to look really bad, and you could still potentially get a penalty there.
Then you can blame the NCAA for all of the other things that they do wrong. You can't. Right or wrong.
It's just a bitch move to do. It's a bitch move.
I'm talking shit. Because most of the time, but the kickers, most of the time, they didn't only play kicker. They weren't just kickers in high school.
Well, probably, sure.
So,
but you don't bring your high school resume to the
but you bring an attitude.
Okay, and then you're going to get laid out, which is what happens to him.
But he didn't bitch about it.
I've heard. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. He's cried and complained about some penalties before because of that, because he feels like he has, and some of them are penalties.
No, all of them were penalties because they would literally run out of nowhere when he was completely out of the play on the other side of the field and level him, which that would be called on anybody. That's happened to quarterbacks before. Same concept.
Why did they do that?
Because he fucked up one of their players. Don't get fucked up by a kicker.
And then did what?
If he talks shit, he talks shit. It's football. If you get butthurt, if you get butthurt about someone talking shit, then you're probably in the wrong sport.
Look, I'm telling you the reality of the situation.
And tell them not to be pussies.
But if you're 180 pound, whatever position you would place, cornerback, and some fat fuck lays you out when you're not really expecting it, that's
your fault. Pay attention.
But
keep your head on a swivel.
But when
shouldn't you be able to juke the crap out of that guy? Like if you know what I mean? Like, okay, if the punter lays you out. Like if of all guys on the field, you're not expecting expecting the punter to, but if the punter with no athleticism, who's on the team as a punter, Sam.
All I'm saying is a player that doesn't play a lot of possessions in the game, okay, that is protected by his own specific set of rules, 15 of the 15-yard variety. If you're going to lay somebody out that's not fully expecting it, and you talk shit on top of it, you should expect to get laid out. Okay.
Only if it's legal. Yes.
Even if it's not legal. No, I mean, if you do that, you're putting a target on your back. as a kicker and a punter specifically.
Okay, all right. So, for example, okay, you're a quarterback. You throw an interception. Okay, the guy running back the interception. Say it's a 30-yard pass. Guy running back the interception ends up the quarterback lays him out. Quarterback has no right to talk shit because the quarterback just threw the interception and caused this whole fiasco in the first place. But
as the kicker, you have to get the ball.
But the punter, there's 10 other guys who are supposed to tackle the guy.
You're required to give them the ball if you're the kicker.
Yeah, like you know what I mean? Like that, the punter, kicker, like.
Which would also make it more stupid because a lot of these guys that they're getting laid out have just gained 50 yards. You know what I mean? So
you just the punter and kicker can't celebrate the the one or two plays.
They can do whatever they want.
Lay out a guy.
They can do whatever the hell they want. But then when they get
laid
laid out,
crap,
they can't be like,
oh,
that's a penalty, blah blah. Because you're right, but you're also putting a target on your back when you do shit like that. That's just how it is.
And if you want to get kicked out for bitching about a kicker talking shit, then you should probably reassess your priorities when it comes to football.
Well, they don't get kicked out.
Well, if you
we'll take the personal foul.
If you target somebody,
it's targeting.
If you target somebody, then
if you're that offended by a kicker knocking you down and talking shit, then you're in the wrong sport.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a kicker. I mean, come on.
It's like if
so why do kickers get laid out then for doing shit like this? Why?
Why?
Yes, why? You're just acting like this doesn't exist. Like this.
No, I'm not. No, because I'm just saying.
Like this mentality. Yeah, I agree.
No,
I guess,
anybody
but
that
it's
talks
also,
shit in football, you want to fuck them up.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, but there are different levels, especially in football. Because, like I said, the punter and the kicker, respect-wise, if this were prison, okay, let's just say they wouldn't get was it the top bunk or the bottom bunk? I don't know. I don't know the prison rules, but one of those bunks is like valuable, right? As the punter and the kicker, you're not going to get that because you're bottom on the totem pole of respect as far as the team. Okay. So you're going to piss people off when you fucking talk shit. That's the point.
Okay. Yeah.
Still
with you.
I piss people off when I talk shit.
Yeah. Well, good for you. That's good.
I'm not a punter or kicker.
What position do you play?
I played a receiver and quarterback.
Okay.
So I talk shit.
Okay. I don't know. What's your point?
What's your point?
Anybody?
I just told my whole side of it. Where are we going with this?
Anybody's going to get pissed off when somebody else talks shit. It doesn't matter.
But they'll get more pissed off when it's the punter or the kicker.
I would still be mad if it's still any position that knocked me out.
Well, yeah, but you'd have more respect if it's not the kicker. Or the punter.
I don't respect you at all.
I understand what you're saying. You're just saying that you'd feel even more mad because you'd be like, "Oh, what the hell? I got knocked down by the punter and kicker. Oh, of all people, that's the person who knocked me down. Man, I really got to get back at him."
Well, then it's also annoying because you got this. If you got, say, the fat kicker, right, and he's huddling out like he would do that. Like if you lined up 100 times, he's going to get you more than 50 of those. That's where it's also insulting with these players. Because, like, again, a lot of them don't.
He shouldn't be getting more than 50 times. This shouldn't even be. I mean, like,
no. What I'm saying is,
one lane that the player ran down every time is the stupid lane, then the player who's returning the kick is the idiot here.
But what I'm saying is, a lot of these players don't see it coming, and that could be their own fault. That's fine. But then when the kicker stands over them, like if they lined up face to face, he would do that to him more times than not. That's also where the insult comes from, where it's like, dude, if we were going face-to-face in drills, that would not happen again. That's where it really pisses people off.
But it's sports.
Yes, that's
all the
good
sports
points.
is about
It's good point.
Somebody else. That's all.
Exactly. That's why, again, there's pride in sports.
Yeah.
A lot of pride, especially in contact sports and any sport.
Yeah, so if I'm laying anybody out, any position, I'm talking shit. And if you get butthurt about it, that's on you.
No, it's not about getting butthurt. I don't care if anybody talks shit, but then when you put a target on your back and then you start crying.
You're saying the punters shouldn't cry whenever they get knocked
I'm
down
saying a punter,
after they talk shit.
I'm saying for the millionth time, I'm saying a punter can do whatever the hell they want. He can kick the ball in the stands, shove the ball up his ass for all I care. I don't care what the punter does after he makes a play like that. But what the punter has to understand, because the fact of the matter is, if he talks shit, he is putting a target on his back because he is the punter. And a lot of guys do not respect him. Especially they will not take that lightly.
Okay, I feel like at this point, everyone's changed their position on this 5,000 times and we should move on.
What are you talking about? How have I changed my position?
All right, I don't know. At this point, I'm just lost in the whole thing, and we're 20 minutes in. So, We got a Twitter question though, Sam.
Good. What is it?
So at CD Wounded Knee or _ in there or something. Who are you more worried about, the OSU offensive line or the OSU defense this upcoming season?
Like, which is better? Or what?
Which one are you more worried
Who
about?
are you more worried about, Trey? Let's hear from Trey in a minute.
I would be more worried about our offensive line because I remember last year our offensive line wasn't doing very well, and so Mason had to like throw the ball really, really quick a lot of the times, or just throw it out of bounds, unless he could just do a Hail Mary, which can happen. But is most of the offensive line returning?
Yes, and then our best tight end, or neither of the tight ends are, or the Cowboy backs are.
Correct.
From last season, so that hurts. But OSU also got to transfer a 6'8" left tackle, I think it is, from Cal, who supposedly was a 3-star prospect coming out of high school and is supposedly doing really, really well in spring practice and now in fall practice.
I'm still worried about the offensive line because that was like our major struggle last year. That's what I remember. We couldn't run the ball, could barely hold the line for Mason to throw the ball. So that's where I see the issue. Our defensive line, we have great coaches and they always do well every year. So that's what I see.
I think there's more. I agree with Trey. I think there's more importance on our offensive line because if Mason Rudolph doesn't have time to throw, that's shutting down our whole season basically.
Our whole 2 plays that we do. Flea flicker or a Hail Mary, one of the two.
It's going to be tough replacing.
Okay. Chill out there, Trey.
It's going to be tough replacing Taylor from that bolted early.
Yeah, Vincent Taylor. Well, I'm more worried about our offensive line for actually a different reason. It's because that we're in the Big 12. We basically just have to outscore teams to win. So our defense, we're relying on our defense to pull off 1 to 2 turnovers a game if they can to try to, help us fight back and get back in the game if needed. But really, we're hoping our defense can kind of hold the other team par, say, if, when the offense slips up. And I'm worried about our offensive line because if the offensive line can't hold anyone, then we're not going to score in the first place. Now, I think the offensive line's gotten better since last season because everyone's, another season under the belt and transfers. So I think that helps out a lot, but I am more worried about the offensive line than the defense.
They still really miss Wickline.
Yeah.
That guy was the shit.
Yeah, I had to go to Texas and then sue OSU and then win that court case too. So, way to go, Joe Wickline.
I don't know if there's room to mend that relationship there.
No, I don't think we're willing to let that one go, honestly. Jake, who are you more worried about? What are you more worried about?
Defensive back.
Yeah.
We're going to score.
That wasn't the question, Jake.
Defensive back.
Oh, you said he's more worried about the defense than the offensive line. All right.
Oh, I thought it was defensive line or
Their
offensive
line. Yeah.
And that you said
it's
defensive line or offense? See,
He said
yes.
defense or offensive line.
Thank you. Yes, I did. That's the... All right,
You told me in the car. You told me in the car the question was defensive line. Trey, are we insane over here?
I think I heard defensive line
sure.
too.
All right, well, you guys got to listen more closely here. All right, let's pull up the exact tweet.
Well, then I'm going to change it to
worries-
defense.
Huh?
Then defense. That's important.
What worries your more about OSU's football team, the O-line or the defense?
You're more?
You're more?
I'm just saying
I'm just trying to clarify the question because me and Trey are very confused.
I'm repeating the exact question, word for word, spell included.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. So,
yep.
and I quote,
He's changing.
I
He's stalling.
know.
at capital C,
Okay,
lowercase
we can get
d,
through the name.
underscore, capital W, wounded knee, all lowercase, the rest of the wounded knee. What worries you more about OSU's football team, the O-line or the defense?
So you lied in the car.
Yeah, you lied.
Okay, you know what?
You lied in the car then, or you read it wrong.
I'm
Case
sure,
closed.
probably when I was driving along, I didn't want to check my phone as I was driving, so yeah, my bad. Sorry.
Okay.
Defensive back.
All right, thanks. Yeah, good to
That's
call.
what I've got.
Yep.
I'm still sticking with the O-line because if we can't score, then we're doomed.
I'm going to say the punter.
I'm not fucking doing this.
Nope, get the fuck up out of here. Because Zach Seiner's not winning the Heisman, and it's all a joke anyways. So, So you got bored with media content over the summer. Oh, sorry, it slipped. Anyways, Trey.
Yeah.
Here's your question for you of the day.
Oh, gosh.
Who is your NFL team to root for?
He's so scared.
He's so worried.
We had
be
a
fine,
whole 20 minutes of talking about the punter.
I don't blame him because you're going to ask him a question and then just change it when he gives you your answer anyway.
Exactly. That's what I've noticed. It happened a long time ago, too.
You're a piece of shit.
Do it.
All right, Trey. Who's your football team you root for?
So I usually typically go with players because I'm just more of a fantasy guy than location because Oklahoma City doesn't have a big NFL team. So
Oh, we don't?
yeah,
Oh, I had no idea.
Just in case you didn't know. So I tend to go with players, and I like a few players here and there. But Calvin likes to call me out and say I'm a Bronco fan.
I have before when we did the radio show a bunch, just because you wouldn't pencil it down to you don't root for any teams. So,
Correct.
It's not a bad team to root for, though.
No, Broncos aren't bad at all, especially 2 years ago when they won the Super Bowl. After they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was a fan of. Basically, I was a fan of Peyton Manning, so I followed him whenever he was with the Colts, and then he happened to go to the Broncos. So
Okay, so basically you just answer my question with this one. But
Yes.
let's say it's all for the Broncos then.
okay,
All right.
okay.
Who's your favorite quarterback that's played for the Broncos?
Peyton
He's
Manning.
thinking, I'm not changing the question. I'm just
I know,
the
I know.
question's staying the same.
Yeah, probably still Peyton Manning.
And why?
Why?
Yeah.
He pretty much led the whole entire team, offense and defense, in a way. He's just with his leadership ability. So I know that doesn't count like stats and that type of stuff, but his leadership ability, pretty much, that's what that Bronco team needed to win a Super Bowl.
Not his passing ability.
Well, that helped too, but
Because in that quarterback, because in that
his arm was about to fall off though in those playoffs.
in that Super Bowl game, he really mailed it in.
yeah.
And,
Well, he just
he
couldn't
do
go
anything.
anymore.
It wasn't like he chose to. He didn't have any other options.
It also helped that his defense was just like getting every turnover in the world and going back for touchdowns.
Yeah, definitely the best defense in the NFL that year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jake, Sam, we'll save you for third here on this question. Jake, who's your
He'll change it on you.
You know what? I just might, just to fuck with him. Jake, who's your
always
NFL team?
Always
Who's your
in his
NFL
head.
team to root for?
My favorite NFL team is the Redskins. As of like a couple years ago, because pro football sucks.
Okay. And who's your favorite quarterback to play for the Redskins? Not necessarily best, dude.
Favorite? Doug Williams.
Oh, he wasn't going to say RG3?
Why would he say RG3?
Just joking.
All right, you shut up. All right. Well, why Doug Williams?
He had that he's just awesome. I don't know how to describe Doug Williams. He was just a cool dude.
Okay.
But it would be Michael Vick, because when I
Yeah.
was growing up in Georgia, we were Falcons fans until Michael Vick left, and now I'm not a Falcons fan anymore.
Oh.
Got arrested, incarcerated.
He left.
Left against his will.
Yeah, it wasn't. Wait, was he still playing for the Falcons?
Yeah, he tortured
Oh.
dogs. Yeah.
Well, yes, I know that, but I didn't know if he'd already stopped playing for the Falcons.
I think that ended his Falcons career.
Okay.
When he tortured the dogs.
All right, Sam, who's your NFL team to root for?
Well, as you now know, I'm a recent Jets fan because I, like Trey, I was a Brett Favre fan growing up, so I didn't have a team.
Okay.
Should have stuck with the Packers.
Yeah. Why did we stray from the Packers here?
Yeah, I don't know.
Of the teams that he played for, you picked the worst one.
Yeah. The Vikings he at least made it to the second round of playoffs.
but
right?
I don't want to just jump in and you got to get on the bottom floor sometimes. It's more rewarding that way. Plus, I used to live in New York briefly, so
That's true. That's
got
true.
a little bit of
All
a
right.
connection there.
And you got the famous butt fumble.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez. Yeah, that wasn't one of the reasons I picked them, but Mark Sanchez, sure. It's a rich history. I would probably, if I'm picking best quarterbacks who ever play, it's got to be Brett Favre there. But Namath, he won the title. Tim Tebow there played, was on that roster too.
Yep.
That's probably my bet. Vinny Testaverde is always a fan favorite.
Yeah.
Still plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when he played for the Cowboys. It was good.
Yeah.
It was fun.
He'll play somewhere this year.
Vinny Testaverde.
55 years old.
Where is he going to play?
Anywhere, doesn't matter.
Okay. CFL, AFL,
Probably for San Diego Chargers.
EFL. You mean
The San Diego Chargers.
Okay.
In San Diego.
The ghost of the Chargers.
Oh yeah, that's right. They don't. Their fans didn't support him enough, so they left. I remember now.
So, Calvin, who's your team?
It's a shitty place. I mean, I don't blame him.
Okay, Sam. All right, I see you. All right.
I mean, it's
Shitty
not.
place. You
It's
live in
not.
Oklahoma.
It's not the Bay Area, and it's not L.A., and it's not Huntington Beach. It's not those places.
Oh, you're right. It's just gorgeous and always 72 degrees year round, and there, it's got like
It's close to
I don't know, this
Tijuana.
thing called the beach, that Oklahoma doesn't have, and it's also
again, I'm not talking about Oklahoma in the context of that.
You really want to live in LA, Sam?
It was my other option, San Diego, where I can't go see pro football.
I mean,
or pro basketball or pro baseball. Don't say the Padres.
Oh, God
Don't say
damn
the
it,
Padres.
Sam. The
Stop.
Padres hosted the World Series last year.
Did they?
I'm sorry, they hosted the All-Star game last year. My bad.
Same
The,
thing.
the league mandated All-Star game that they picked. Okay.
Well, Sam.
What were we talking about?
Who my favorite... We were getting into who my
Okay,
favorite
that's
NFL
right.
team is.
And I cut you off.
Well, you didn't cut me off.
cut you off.
I don't think necessarily I said it real quickly
Is
there.
it Phil Forte?
Yeah, my favorite NFL team is Phil Forte's. It's the Phil Forte's.
That's your answer to 90% of your questions.
Phil Forte. No, my NFL team used to be the San Diego Chargers, but of course I moved to LA, so I'm no longer a Chargers fan. So now I'm going to reconcile to the Dallas Cowboys because Des Bryant, OSU player, and Dan Bailey, OSU player, both play for him. Yeah, so I'm going with the Cowboys. Because my dad's a huge Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
Oh, really? You just, What, Sam, if I'd say...
I mean,
okay,
San Diego's not that far from... I would think if you were a loyal fan, you would just be a Chargers fan because, it's not that far. I mean, right? Am I crazy here, Trey? I mean,
this is like the same...
loyal to... It's like if your mom moves, 150 miles north, is she going to stop being your mom? Are you going to not love her anymore?
Not the same concept.
It's the same.
It's the same.
It's the exact same concept.
Sam, my mom moved 1,300 miles away. All right,
Do you love her? Do you love her any less?
No, because it's my mother.
It's your pro team. It's your pro team. You've been watching the Chargers since how old?
I don't know, 13, 14, 15,
Drew Brees.
17. Yeah, Marty Schottenheimer and Drew Brees. Yeah, with Antonio Gates and LaDainian Tomlinson. Just got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Sure did.
A lot of the San Diego locals are not rooting for the Chargers anymore. So
No, I'm not supporting...
It's like the same situation with Seattle whenever they lost the Sonics.
Okay,
OKC.
wait,
I agree. I agree. No, Trey, I
hold the
agree.
phone.
Chargers and Sonics fans are the same from the same lot. I agree.
Trey, I'm sorry here, but Seattle is very far away from Oklahoma. You know geography,
That's
right?
yes, I know, but it's the same concept though. A team's moving their whole entire
No.
location.
Yeah, they
'cause the
both
team
didn't support
didn't
their
sell.
team, and they're both not
that's
loyal.
Shut up, Sam. No, it's because the team wasn't sold to new ownership. Seattle, they were sold to new ownership. That's why they moved.
Yeah, because they had a crappy team or crappy stadium. Did you not see their stadium? It's not the best. They needed upgrades. They wouldn't upgrade it.
Are you talking about San Diego or are you talking about
Seattle.
it was
Well,
adequate.
yeah.
It was an adequate argument for San Diego
that-
as well as
Yeah, I mean, we see
Qualcomm's
both.
not the greatest team in the entire world. That's why I had to ask you.
both.
But I understand your point, but no, the Chargers are just stupid. I'm not supporting a.
So you're
I'm
a
not
Cowboys
support-
fan now, huh?
Yeah, I'm not supporting a move from a team
Yeah.
that goes, okay, we're playing in a 60,000 seat plus arena, and now we're going to go rent an arena from the LA Rams, who are just transplants as well. And until then, we're going to play in a 28,000 seat soccer stadium in Super East LA, which isn't even LA anymore.
It has LA in the name, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, but also the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. I mean, yeah. If you really want to get out there, yeah, you can definitely say the Los Angeles Chargers of Carson City. Yeah, you can sure say that.
Carson City.
I mean, they're almost in Nevada comparatively, all right? That's what I'm getting at here.
Shout out Nevada.
Yeah, shout out. So, yeah, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan,
That's
and
good.
Troy Aikman is my favorite quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Because, I mean, I have to go back and look at film because I wasn't really able to remember the times that he won. But, I mean, I'm not really taking Tony Broken Romo. It's my favorite quarterback.
So you're picking a new team, and you're just kind of picking and choosing the history that you want to align yourself with.
Yes,
no,
that's what I hear.
No, we just went back through our favorite
He's
quarterback.
revising the history of a team he just became a fan of.
I've been a Dallas Cowboys fan for a while.
A lot of Cowboys fans do that, though.
Oh, that's true.
That is true.
I'm not saying Calvin's doing that, but a lot of Cowboys fans do.
No, I'm not a fan of the Tom Landry years because I wasn't alive then. No,
Are you sure you don't want to pick like the Golden State Warriors or Manchester United or the Yankees?
Manchester United sucks.
You get the fuck up out of here, Sam.
I
with the whole
agree.
Manchester
I'm just
United.
saying, you're the one.
crap.
You're the one front running over here.
Oh, really? Because I'm rooting for my dad's team. Yeah, Sam. You know what? Who's your dad's team? Who's your dad's team?
My dad likes shitty Iowa and it talks
You
about
like the
Nick
Jets.
Carlson all the time.
Sam, you're one to talk to with the Jets. Jete.
Jete.
Yeah, that's exactly how the guy who played for the Jets announced their draft pick. Jete. Your own player couldn't even spell the name.
That's irrelevant.
No, it's not. You just don't want to argue with me on
The
this one
Jets
because
are
I know.
coming back. We're coming back.
With who?
With Bryce Petty. Oh, yeah. Christian Hackenberg? Yeah.
Bryce
oh,
Petty
yeah.
had the worst QBR in the league.
Christian
last year.
Hackenberg, man, he's the future of your franchise. That Penn State quarterback that no one liked, he's your future now. Who'd you guys draft this year? Who was the first round draft pick?
A lineman.
Hold on. Who's your second round draft pick? Sam, name one player you guys drafted this past year.
Another lineman.
Trey, you think it's going to rain later? Or? I don't care. You know, that's what happens. We're trying to suck. We're the 76ers. We're Sam Hinking it.
It doesn't
It's gonna be
fucking
fine.
work in
It
pro
will
football.
work. It will work.
It doesn't work in pro
will
football.
work.
Because
You guys are-
NBA, you got 5 players.
Okay.
In the NFL, you got 22.
The only way you can say this will work for you
You're
guys
Jamal
is
Adams.
because you guys are waiting for Thomas Brady
to
retire.
do what? He's not
retire.
retiring for another decade. Fuck
That's
him.
what I'm saying, though, is that you guys are just
He's the
waiting
greatest
out.
quarterback of all time.
All he does, he eats leaves and sticks, and then he
And then
goes
beat
out and
the
throws
shit out of the
5,000
Jets.
yards, and he bangs his hot wife.
Yep, and then he beats the shit out of the Jete Jets.
Not this year.
No, not
Not this year. You know, we're going to surprise some people.
So you guys going to try to beat the Bills this year? Or you guys going to try to beat the Dolphins
Jay
when they
Cutler.
have Jay Cutler? Or what's really going to be the season crowning achievement here
I
for
want
the
to hear
Jets?
his record that he wants to have for the Jets. What's the record
The
going to be?
record that I want for
Yeah.
the Jets?
Yeah.
Well, he'd want.
Yeah.
Come on, he'd want 16-0. but
Realistic
he knows he's not gonna
record.
Get it. So what's
I mean, they'll win. They'll probably go about.
They'll be like Cleveland.
3 or 4 games? Maybe.
I
On some
think
flukes.
conservatively, 11.
You'll have
and 5.
like the LA Rams or the Los Angeles Chargers like bail you out of a game, kind of like they did
Yeah.
the Browns this past season.
Yeah.
Way to go Chargers! And your last season in San Diego, you bailed out the Browns.
Yeah, you know, it's not as easy when you pick a team that's just good now, right?
It's not that easy when you follow a team for 10, 12 years and then you the other team leaves, so now you're just a fan of that one team as opposed to 2. You're right, Sam. No, you're right.
I like the Thunder.
Thunder.
You want to talk about them?
Well, so I know you're not a huge video game fanatic, Sam, or jersey fanatic, or really a lover of just any pop culture at any point. But
Like pop culture.
I don't know if you heard, but
No, sorry.
Patrick
I don't like wearing my NBA jersey while I'm rocking out to party in the USA like you do.
oh, you just don't like wearing just NBA jerseys.
I don't
at
play
all,
on the
'cause-
team. I don't play on the team.
Well, Sam, we've gone over this before.
Every time you
can't
keep bringing
just-
it up, you like the punishment.
But
I
would
think.
you like to own it and like put it in a frame or anything like that? If it's signed?
Well, if it's signed, then it's worth
Okay.
money.
Okay.
The jerseys Calvin wears aren't worth money.
Well, they're technically still worth money, but it just
I don't think so. Calvin game worn jerseys, that stock has plummeted once he puts it on. Have you seen him play?
well the stock plummeted, but that doesn't mean it's zero.
Have you seen him play?
Yeah. I've
Have
played
you
it.
seen me play, Sam?
I've seen you play. That stock's
When? Where? Oh, it was
Come on,
so
you don't-
good. You can't ever remember.
You don't want to do this. No, that's exactly why.
It was that great. You can't
It's
remember.
It's okay.
All right, Sam. It's okay. It's okay. We'll just back away from this issue entirely and get to the actual question I was asking before you interrupted me.
What?
Does this
So-
normally happen?
Oh, of course. Every time. Every time.
He brings it up.
Oh, okay.
So, Patrick Patterson, when saw the Valerian movie, or Valkyrian, I don't know how to say it, but he invited all other Thunder fans to go watch it with him this past week.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts, Sam?
On that or the movie or
Who wants to see that movie to begin
on-
with?
on
the
a
movie looked like
Thunder
a piece
player.
of shit.
No,
I mean
Thunder
that's
player.
cool. Yeah, who wouldn't want to go see a movie with the Thunder player? I wouldn't want to sit behind him though, right, Calvin?
Yeah, because he's tall.
Because he's tall.
Oh my God, you're so good, Sam. You're so good at this.
I don't know. What do you think, Calvin?
I think it was pretty awesome for the Thunder to, really just let players get more open, access to the community, and Thunder seemed like they're trying new things this year. The Jones Assembly.
Was that him doing it, or was that the Thunder?
Well, both, clearly. I mean,
why clearly? Was that just
Thunder promoted it just as well as he did.
Did they? So
Yeah.
it was a Thunder night. Like they said, hey, everybody come out and watch a movie. It wasn't like, because Ennis Canner a lot of times will say, hey, everybody meet me at Arby's. I'm buying food. But that's not necessarily
That's when
a
he's
Thunder.
like working the drive-through, though. That's not when he.
No. He did that at
Patrick Patterson wasn't like, yep, I'll pick up the popcorn kernels, after the movie.
What movie would you want to watch with Patrick Patterson?
I don't know.
Or if you could pick any player on the team besides Russ, who would you want to watch a movie with?
Steven Adams.
Okay. Why?
Because it'd just be funny. Steven Adams is a funny dude.
What about you? You don't think Steven Adams is funny? All right. What about you, Trey?
Besides Russ, let's see.
He's really blanking here.
No, there's a lot that I have to go
Trey
through.
doesn't know anyone on the team.
I do
He's
know people.
panicking.
No, it's not panicking. It's just
panicking.
I wish I was panicking. It's just trying to figure out which one because I know of them and talked to some of them before. So
Okay, Trey, you calm down, and we're gonna come back to you. Jake,
I wouldn't.
bail him out.
I wouldn't.
He's drowning over here.
That's fine.
He needs you.
I mean, if I can, I'm a pretty good swimmer, but this question is kind of irrelevant to me.
he's not a
It's
Thunder
an
fan.
irrelevant question
To me,
to you.
He's not a Thunder fan. That's why.
Oh, what
Jake,
team? What fan are you of? The Hawks?
God no.
Yeah, I was gonna say no one would watch a movie with those players.
The Wizards.
The Wizards. Oh, okay. You hear that silence?
Yeah, Sam.
Yeah, it's the playoff
Jake,
mediocrity of the Wizards
Jake, if
killing the flow.
Sorry, we didn't have the second best player in the league. What
I accept your apology.
playoff mediocrity
Mhm.
compared to you guys this
Mhm.
year?
Oh no, I'm talking about the last 10 seasons.
I'm not getting in this shit, Sam. You stepped in a big
You're-
one here.
you're
man.
going-
Well,
for
if
this
we're gonna compare the Wizards to the Thunder's playoff,
You had the
years.
second best player in the league. That helps.
God, I'm gonna have to edit out so much just dead audio in this.
That helps.
well, that's not. I mean, how do you?
You're blaming-
That's not really an argument. It's like you guys have better players. Yeah, we're a better organization. We have better everything.
Everything? You have a better shooting guard? Yeah, no, kiss my ass.
I think I'd rather have Bradley Beal than Andre Robertson.
Don't
I'm
sleep
with
on
Jake that
Robertson.
one.
No, he's still got some moves.
Yeah, he's got that 42% free throw average from last season. You're right, Sam. He's got some moves.
He'll bounce back.
I'm glad our shooting guard doesn't shoot 50% average from free throws. I'm glad. You know what? Gives us some character, some real build.
And last time I checked,
buildability
you
along
guys
the roster.
still have Kyle Singler on the roster. So
That is true. You guys do have Ian Mahimi, though.
yeah, but at least he's adequate. He does something.
Not play, though.
But his haircut's not bad.
I think that's true. Kyle Singler,
Kyle
does have
Singler
the
has a
worst
terrible
NBA
haircut.
We said this on the podcast Wednesday, or I forget when it came out exactly, but we recorded it Wednesday. And yeah, Kyle Singler, he's known for having his haircut, which is not a good thing to be known for as an NBA player.
I'd like to watch a movie with him because he'd probably shut the fuck up during the whole thing. Could actually hear some dialogue.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Trey.
Hey, that's a
Trey.
guy you want to watch.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back.
Okay, hey. My player that I would want to watch a movie with?
Yes.
Cantor.
Why?
Because he, unlike Adams, is really, really funny and he's outgoing and it's really funny.
What do you have against Adams?
Nothing. I don't have anything against Adams. He's just kind of a reserved guy.
Adams is reserved?
Kind of.
Like he's shy?
Cantor is the one that's kind of more, he's more of the outgoing extrovert type of guy. Adams is more introverted, I would say. And I may be able to still see a movie over Cantor, maybe. Because
They're both 7 feet tall.
He's
I mean,
6'11".
You're not getting away out of this.
6'11". Adam's 7.
I mean, okay. Whatever, that 1 inch is really making the difference there for you, bud.
Yeah, you never know. With a certain chair in a movie theater, it may make a difference.
We're really splitting here, sure. All right. Sam,
What?
who would you see play with? Kyle Singler?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, you asked the question to start out with,
I know.
man. So
I'm
we're
just
coming right
bummed
back
because
around to
it
you.
was a stupid question to ask.
It was pretty stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't the greatest question ever.
It was, yeah. It was like being a 4th seed in the East type of question.
I see what you're doing here, and we were the 6th seed in the West. We're not really talking right now.
But it's 6th seed in the West. So
you do understand we split
it's a little bit different.
Against games that we played.
Oh, did okay. Cool.
I mean,
nice.
Kind of
regular season though. Split it.
And then you guys got railed. So
we didn't get railed.
You got railed.
By who? The Rockets?
Yes.
So the last 4 games of that series, they were close. They couldn't have gone either way.
Did they win or not?
But there's a difference between winning and getting railed. We got railed in game 1.
It went 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
not getting railed. That's 4 games going to the.
That's like right before getting fucked, which is getting swept.
Well, you know what? I'll agree with you on that because you would definitely know more about that with the Wizards than me. About getting fucked.
What are we doing here?
About getting fucked?
I just don't like it because it's like a Wizards fan talking down to the Thunder.
I'm not talking down to you.
Hey,
Do I ever talk down to the Thunder?
You brought this on yourself.
Yeah, you did kind of bring that upon yourself.
The Wizards suck.
All right, the Wizards aren't good. The Thunder aren't good. Let's move on.
We're better than the Wizards.
If you say the Wizards suck,
they do.
Then why did we split?
I mean, that's the regular season.
Those
and that
are the
was
only 2
year.
games we played.
I'm talking multiple years, not just one.
Have the Thunder ever won a title?
No, have the Wizards?
Yes.
Way back in the day? How long ago?
Like 40 years, but that's not my problem.
We don't have that many years being an organization.
Well, we have a title and you don't.
What about 10 years ago? Technically, actually, we do have a title if we want to talk about.
Do own the Sonics, right? So I'm claiming that 1970 or whatever it was title.
1970?
I'm not claiming that, but
you just said a minute ago that we.
I mean, technically, if you want to talk, technically speaking, if you want to go back to 40 years of both organizations, I mean, but I'm not talking about that. No.
We essentially have the same point guard. Oh. They're very similar. No, hold on, Russ Dick Beaters. They play a lot alike. If you were to compare one other player to Russell Westbrook, it would be John Wall.
I don't know about that.
Who else would it be?
Like as far as just style, or as far as the numbers that they put up?
Style.
I don't think he'd be John Wall.
Point guard.
I think Russell is closer to like a Damian Lillard than he would be a John Wall as far as style goes.
Damian Lillard can shoot and doesn't play defense.
Well, I mean, Russ plays defense. He can shoot a little bit, but he's not a good defender as John Wall. That's probably the one thing I'd give John Wall.
Russell isn't as good of a defender as John Wall?
Probably not.
But both of them are better than Damian Lillard, like by a lot.
Yeah, I'd give you that.
Yeah,
Damian Lillard is
maybe not.
But it's just because
I wouldn't give John Wall by a lot over Damian Lillard. I'd rather have John Wall than Damian Lillard.
You do understand the Blazers had the worst defensive backcourt in the league last year. It just so happened that they scored 50 points per game.
But they've also gone to the playoffs and won a playoff series. You know,
I mean,
he can carry a team. He can carry a team. No, I'm saying they have too, but they've done it in a whole different conference. And
okay, so you're downgrading the Wizards because they play in the East?
Well, it's just because they have the worst defensive backcourt doesn't mean Damian Lillard isn't a good player. I would take John Wall over Lillard, but to me they're on the same.
When did I say he was a bad player?
Are you saying
no.
Lillard and Wall are comparable?
Yes, I'm saying they're on the same tier as far as point guards.
Nah, they're not.
They are.
No. Who's made it to an All-Star game?
So what? You look where he plays in the West.
And?
He would never make it.
Mike
if
Conley.
He was in the East, yeah.
Go down the list. Every team.
Damian Lillard's making the East.
Really?
So you think he's beaten out Isaiah Thomas last season? You think he's beaten out John Wall last season? You think he's beaten out Kyrie Irving last season?
Maybe not last season, but he would have made an All-Star game in the last 5. He probably made 2.
Damian Lillard has only been really good for the past 2 seasons. You think in the past 2 seasons?
He's been really good since he's been in the league.
Yeah, but he's not been All-Star caliber type of player where he's been... The past 2 seasons...
All I know is he's carried Portland to the playoffs.
With CJ McCollum and some other help. Yes, you're right.
He carried them, though, in that Rocket series.
Okay, in that Rocket
McCollum's
season...
a good player.
Yeah, but Rocket series, he did hit the buzzer beater.
But you can't trash Lillard just because he's got a good player to play next to.
No, but we're not trashing John Wall from the same point
all
here.
I'm saying is Lillard is not very good at defense. That's all I'm saying.
Well, no. I mean, he's undersized.
That's all I'm saying.
And so is McCollum. I think that's also what hurts is they're both just extremely small.
I'm saying...
But McCollum, I mean, he can D up a little bit.
I'm not even talking point guard tiers. I'm saying style-wise, because John Wall and Russell Westbrook, mid-range, primarily, you're not going to hit very many threes. And you're not counting on them to necessarily hit very many threes. Correct?
I think it just depends on who Russ is playing with.
But
if we're talking last year,
he kind of has to.
He has to shoot threes because he's the only one.
But like this year, he probably won't have to shoot as many.
No, I would hope not.
So that's my point. They're going to average over 10 assists, right?
Sure, maybe.
Sure, yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like I'm talking to a woman right now. Sure, yes.
Oh boy.
Come on, Sam.
Yeah, they're probably going to average 10 assists a game.
Because they both did, so.
Because they're both in the same tier, right?
Didn't I clearly state, we can run the film back, that I clearly said there. I'm not saying they're in the same tier.
I don't think we have film in the shitty podcast. I think it's all audio. Right, Cal?
We actually do have the ability to go back in audio-wise. We don't actually have to have film to do that.
Hey, we used to do film.
It was a figure of speech.
Yes, right, but I understood that, whatever Sam said. So anyways, moving on, though, a little bit here, because we just love talking about how John Wall and Russell Westbrook are comparable or not. I don't know. My question to you, Trey, because we haven't heard from you from a second here, put you on the spot again.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think, who's your favorite team going to play as in NBA 2K18?
18?
Yes.
Unfortunately, I don't want to say this, but it's probably going to be Golden State.
Okay.
It's probably adequate.
I mean, your favorite team to play as is going to be Golden State?
Yes, because I like to jack up threes or drive to the lane.
Okay.
Right. I don't do a mid-range.
All right. Sam, who's your favorite NBA lineup going into the season, since I'm assuming you don't play 2K18?
NBA starting lineup?
Yeah.
The Warriors. I'd probably take theirs over anybody's.
I'm not saying who's the best. I'm saying your favorite to watch. Who are you most excited to see this season play? It's NBA lineup.
Probably the Thunder.
Paul George, Patrick Patterson. All right, cool.
Okay, if you would have directed that question, it probably would be the Thunder.
Well, but, Trey, I asked you 2K18.
Yeah, true.
But I asked Sam non-2K because Sam doesn't play 2K18. Unless you do, Sam.
I do, yeah.
You do? Okay, yeah. Who's your favorite team going to play as in NBA 2K?
Phoenix Suns.
Okay, why is that?
Because they get out and run.
Any other?
Dragan Bender.
Okay.
He's awful.
He's the best.
Okay. I feel like you're just making a joke of this sort of
I'm
thing.
not. I like Dragan Bender. I think he's going to be a really good player.
Do you think he has any potential to be
I think he has a lot of potential.
Okay, hold on. Just let me finish the question.
Yeah.
Do you think he has any potential to be a really good three-point shooter in the league?
The best.
Okay.
The best.
Are you a huge Tyler Ulis fan?
I love him to death. He's the best under 5'2" player ever.
Wow. Is he 5'1"?
I think he's 4'11" actually.
Oh wow! Mm-hmm. So under 5 foot player ever in the NBA. I mean, you can just downgrade to that, right?
I think they should just blow up their whole roster and trade everybody for Kyrie.
Okay. What do you make of the fact that there are, the NBA 2K18 game comes out in September, and Kyrie Irving's on the cover, and currently he's going to be on the cover in a Cavs jersey. Do you think he's going to? Do you think by September 19th, when the game comes out, he'll still be wearing a Cavs jersey in real life? Do you get what I'm saying here, though? Like in a month, do you think Kyrie Irving's still going to be on the Cavs team?
No.
Who do you think he's going to go to?
Probably the Suns.
You think they're?
They have the most to offer for him.
Yeah.
The Suns, or who else? Who else could offer as much as the Suns? Maybe the Celtics, but I don't know if they want to trade him.
I think, the
Celtics team that they're going to be going up against.
Right. The Celtics have more to offer, but I'm with you on that on the Cavs. Jake, who do you think Kyrie Irving's going to play for by September 19th?
Cleveland.
Still the Cavs?
Yeah.
Why is that?
They're not going to trade him. They're too stubborn. They don't have a fucking GM. They can't get shit square with that. How can you?
Why do you think Chauncey Billups declined the GM position? Just because he doesn't want to work for Dan Gilbert? Or
he said that he didn't see any future potential once LeBron was gone with that team.
That's rough.
Is he wrong?
That's rough to hear as a Cleveland fan.
Did you not see what happened to Cleveland whenever he went to the Heat? I mean, Cleveland was just nothing.
And they have no picks because they trade them all for Channing Frye.
And Kyle Korver and J.R. Smith and Mont Shepard.
And their salary cap is through the roof. And There's just
That's what LeBron does. He sucks up all the tradable assets, turns them into current pieces, and
he's a coach killer. That's what I call him.
Really ironic as part of the talk about Kyrie might go to Minnesota for Wiggins. I would love if that deal went down and they got stuck with Wiggins, Love, and James, because they could have had that. Because I mean, Wiggins was such a better fit on that team than Love. And that's just the one case where, I mean, LeBron's famous for calling out all these draft picks that he wants on teams and then them busting.
Like, well, who was the one from the
He did
UConn
Shabazz
guy?
Napier,
Yep.
Ben McLemore. He also wanted, he's another point guard. Shit, I can't remember. Anyway, that's what he does. He uses the team up and he'll move on down the road, and then the Cavs will rebuild for another 5 years.
Probably longer.
Probably longer.
Yeah.
Could possibly be another 76ers. I can see that.
They just tank for a couple of seasons. I mean, they'll have to.
They'll
think.
have to.
They'll have to.
Yeah, I
They
don't
have.
even think they'll have a choice.
The Heat got lucky though, because they still had Wade, and Eric Spoelstra is actually a really good coach,
Mm-hmm.
and it actually has some sort of appeal to it other than Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not known for having the Rock Hall of Fame.
Is that convincing?
That's like the one tie into Cleveland. You're like,
Yeah.
all right, what are our tourist attractions here in Cleveland? Well, the city burned down about 40 years ago, and you can watch
The
some of
Browns
that
play.
wreckage. You can watch the Browns play in freezing cold weather and possibly won one game as a fluke. We have our baseball team. We went to the World Series last year, but then lost in a Game 7. You know that happened, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
But that seems a lot better than the other things you named.
Right.
The city
I'm
burning
building into it. Or you can watch the Cleveland Cavaliers play, who won a championship 2 years ago, but now are irrelevant because LeBron James left town.
Or I can go to the beach. In Miami.
Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think going to the beach in Miami.
Yeah, they do have waterfront. It's a lake.
It's like Chicago waterfront.
That's like the people,
It's a great lake.
Fuck you.
It's a great lake. It's,
It's one of the 5 Great Lakes. You're right.
Did you see that Gilbert got in trouble? What mortgage company is it Quicken Loans that he owns? Okay.
Yeah, the arena actually is Quicken Loans Arena.
Well, they had some, I don't know if it was Quicken Loans, but they had some billboard. I think it was in Detroit, and it said something like, "We want to make Detroit look like," or I forget what it was, but it just showed all white people on the sign, and it was kind of racially insensitive that they thought, What do you think, Trey?
Thanks for throwing me under the bus for this round.
No, Trey, tell us what you think.
Under the bus yet.
Yeah,
Yet.
no, we want to know your thoughts on just race and how, as a society, we can come together a little bit more.
On a sport podcast?
No, on a racial racial term.
Okay. Obviously, he probably didn't. I mean, he shouldn't have done that because it's not the smartest thing to do.
Really? Okay. I feel like he's calling out on that one, man. Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah,
It's not the smartest thing.
Yeah,
I like it.
that's adequate.
If we
answer,
applied
though.
that to
That's good.
more of our daily lives, I think we'd have less of an issue.
If people would actually think for once, that'd be nice.
Who are the people that you're talking about?
Oh,
No, I don't know. You tell
just
me.
people in general.
Just people in general.
Just if you thought more in life, then you wouldn't make the stupid mistakes that you do, or illegal mistakes. I don't know.
Do you have any examples you want to talk off of here? Or you just
Probably
saying in
not.
general?
Yeah, there's some,
Just say
there's some
no.
undertones.
Just-
here.
just
You're
right
saying
now,
in
no.
general, right?
In general,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, cool. All right. Good questions, Ian. You're on par with the questions tonight, man.
10 out of 10. Would answer it again.
It's just hard to take you seriously when you're doing the Hitler salute while you're saying it.
Oh,
Oh my god. All right. Yeah, Trey, put the hand down, man. It's kind of weird now. Yeah.
Sorry, I got to shave real fast.
What else, Calvin? What did we not cover?
I think we're wrapping up here pretty good. I think we've covered pretty much everything so far.
Did you watch the fight last night? No.
Did you watch the fight last night, Sam?
I sure did.
Okay, can you tell us more about the fight?
Lomachenko kicked his ass.
How many
He's
rounds
a good
was
fighter.
it?
I think he knocked him out in the sixth or
Okay.
seventh.
It's on ESPN though.
Mm-hmm. Which is good. I hope more people watch it because that dude, he's one of those guys we shouldn't be allowed to watch for free. We should have to pay money to see, but... And then Terrence Crawford fights in a couple weeks. He's also an elite fighter, maybe one of the best, probably top 3 pound for pound. I don't know. There are a lot of big fights that could potentially happen. So hopefully after this Mayweather-McGregor circus, they can get to some of the real good fights.
But don't you think like boxing in general has just been dying?
A little bit. I mean, it's harder for boxing mainly because like with the UFC,
they pretty much stole that audience in a way.
No, not stole the audience because it's a big audience. Basically, with the UFC, they since they're their own brand, you know, they're promoting their own fighters. They can set up their own matches. And what hurts boxing a lot of times is you get like the Canelo fight versus Triple G. That probably should have happened about a year and a half ago. You don't get that in the UFC when it's. I mean, they make the fights when it makes sense for them to happen. Like there's no running. Mm-hmm. People aren't as conscious about their record, stuff like that. I mean, it's dying, but it's. I mean, it comes in waves with boxing. It's not. Let's just say it doesn't typically plateau. I mean, there's a lot, and it also depends on the fighters that are coming around. I think also a lot of the problem with guys, especially like Terrence Crawford, who's such a great fighter, but he's a really soft-spoken dude. So when you have a guy like that going up against, say, like a McGregor in the UFC, you know, you're going to make a little bit more money with the guy that can talk. But that's basically it. The promotion that they can put into it and the attention that they can level on the individual fighters different.
Because I think everybody got let down from Manny versus Pacquiao. Like ever since that like whole ordeal happened, pretty much everybody, at least that I've kind of talked to, kind of got let down with the boxing world, and so they don't really like that so much, and so they go with UFC if they even want to go watch some fights. Or it's kind of like watching soccer a little bit, especially the fight where you have a technician like a Floyd Mayweather. He does a million things in a minute that are impressive as hell, but if you're a casual fighter, you don't know what you're looking at. It's kind of like when you see a guy make a hell of a cross in soccer. Mm-hmm. Stuff like that, a through ball that's right on the money. If you're just watching the game, you think, okay, that's a good pass, but you don't appreciate the actual difficulty of it, of, you know, getting in there, feinting and jabbing, stuff like that. So, that's also what comes into it. I think just a understanding of the sport and, you know, knowing that in the UFC you choke somebody out and really beat the shit out of them. In boxing, it's a little bit different.
A lot of the people, while I was in Vegas this summer, because I was there when the fight got announced, and so people were naturally, you know, just hellfire. And a lot of the people that I talked to basically said that they felt boxing was dying and that it would be on the brink of death if McGregor won.
I mean, it would be incredibly damaging for it, which I don't know if it'd necessarily be worse because it'd hurt boxing's legacy, or if what would hurt it more was just like if McGregor knocks him out, the rise of UFC. I think
it's just gonna
alter. I think it's you're gonna start seeing UFC tap into that boxing market heavily. Where I mean they're gaining on him slowly, but it's still kind of split for now.
I guess like one of the benefits of UFC is they don't do as much planning. Like there's not all the build up, you know, because they can just. It's
like the weigh in and then fight, pretty much.
Yeah, you know, does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, then they do more fights typically. In a year, so you see more action. I think one of the reasons that they do that is because you see a lot of their cards are stacked more than a boxing card.
So why doesn't boxing do that?
They probably should. Again, you get promoters like, Top Rank with Bob Arum, famous Bob Arum did last night's fight. You get a lot of guys that are in the same group and same promoting company like that. Of course, Floyd's got his own. And maybe a lot of that maybe is the problem a little bit, because since there's not one company that's just looking out for the good of boxing. You have
unlike where you have the actual UFC.
Where you got the top ranked fighters are trying to get their top ranked fighters promoted. You know, they're always careful about the record. So you won't see these fights, not forced fights, but, you know, Dana White, if he wants to see a fight, he's going to put it on the table and you can either accept it or not. And if you don't accept it, it's probably going to hurt your title chances the next time.
And he's going to call you out.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So that kind of forces it. And honestly, that's why they've been doing it. And that's why they've been gaining faster than boxing right now. So there's no question, they're going to have to adapt. And, once Floyd's finally done, they're going to have to really find that new money guy.
But sorry, go ahead.
It's kind of like NBA gaining on MLB, just with more action, more just shit going on that you can watch and not feel like you have no idea. Because like baseball people, if you don't know baseball, you're not going to appreciate what's going on.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
yeah, they basically, and it's a shame because you get guys like Triple G, who a lot of people know him now, but I mean, Triple G should be as big as, I mean, it's easier for the UFC to create these fighters as of late, and it's kind of sucks for them. And Lomachenko's another one, could be the best fighter in the world. No one knows who he is.
But I also feel like UFC will go through fighters faster because, like Ronda Rousey, after she lost like a couple of times, then she's pretty much she can't do anything anymore.
Good.
Yeah, was it like 2 years or so? She was like
she was the girl for UFC for like maybe a year, maybe not even 2. It wasn't 2 quite yet because she got knocked out.
They got some bad girls in the UFC. Some chicks will really fuck you up. So yeah, I think it was just kind of a matter of time before because that was, I mean, she was really the first one. Yeah. So it was kind of, the talent level really wasn't there. Plus, they were trying to build her brand a little bit.
Yeah, which is understandable since they're trying to, UFC is just growing in total is what we've been saying. So
I was so glad to see that white trash get a knee to her head.
Okay.
I hate Ronda Rousey, dude. Ever since she made those comments about Newtown, Connecticut, and that she was like implying it never happened. Yeah.
What? Oh God. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. I never heard anything about that. Luckily. But now it's making me sad that someone would think that. So.
No, good news though. She got kicked in the head.
That is true, Sam.
And punched in the head like 6 weeks after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
There's always a silver lining, Calvin.
You're right, Sam.
Right, Trey?
Yeah, of course.
I like Trey.
Right, Jake?
whatever you say.
All right, cool. Well, that's going to go ahead and end it out for the Belden Brother podcast. Make sure to, of course, tweet us questions on Twitter at Belden Brother, like the Facebook page. Share the podcast wherever you get it, and then also announce.
Make sure they're defined questions so that we don't have confusion over them.
Apparently, yeah. I mean, that's my fault. Apparently, when I remembered the tweet, I mean, it's not the asker's fault.
It's your fault.
Yeah, the grammar or the
your
spelling.
Fault, period.
The spelling was bad though on it, but that's it.
Stop making excuses. It's your fault.
Okay, and so
interrupt them again, Trey. Do it again.
Also, so just to announce, there will not be a podcast for. Well, it's going to be about a week and a day or two, just because Jake and I are leaving to San Diego to memorialize the Chargers leaving town and really perform a sacrificial
But he's going to
ceremony.
go buy some Padres stuff real fast, that's for sure.
What?
That's right. This is his podcast now.
Yeah, you guys are all just my bitches. All right. And that's going to end it out here. And thanks for listening.